we're going to Greece and we're going to make a spanakopita. Now this recipe varies from town to town and person to person, but this is one that I like to do and I find it quite easy. So what we have is some onion sauteing gently in some olive oil. And then we're going to deal with the rest of the ingredients. And what we have here is a lot of spinach, a couple of pounds worth, 4 green onions chopped, 1/4 cup of dill, a teaspoon of oregano, 3 to 4 cloves of garlic or to taste. I'm going to use about 1.5 tablespoons, a 1/2 cup of chopped parsley, 2 eggs, the juice of a lemon, and then when we come to assemble, we're going to have our phyllo dough and melted butter, and then of course our lovely feta, which is about 1 pound. Again, to taste. Okay, come on over here. So, to our olive oil and onions, we're going to add the green onion. We're going to add our garlic. Give that a quick saute. And you want your onions to be translucent. And I know you've probably heard that word, but what it means is they're just going to look not as white as when you cut them. So they're going to be a little bit pale, almost see-through. That's what translucent means. Now we're going to add all this spinach. And it does seem like a lot, but it will cook down. This could take a few minutes, so we'll be back in a sec. Okay, spinach is cooked down. Now we're going to add our dill and oregano, our parsley. We're going to give it a good mix. Give it a second or two to cook, and then we're going to transfer it to a bowl. Okay, so now we want to chop this up. You could dump it on a board and chop it up with a knife, but I take my scissors and just go in. It's less wash up, less cleanup, and easier. I don't have to worry about touching the hot spinach. Give it a good mix. Okay, so now we're gonna squeeze the juice of 1/2 lemon. You can go up if there's seeds, it'll catch the seeds, or just through your hands. Again, if you really love lemon, add more lemon. Okay. We're gonna mix 2 beaten eggs together. Give this a good toss. Now we're gonna crumple in our feta. Just break it up, get it in there. Nothing fancy, no cutting. If you're not a big fan of feta, or if you find it too strong, break up the amount of feta, 1/2 cottage cheese, 1/2 feta. It'll give you the same mouthfeel, but not as strong a feta taste. Personally, I love feta, so the more the merrier. Okay. We're gonna mix this up, set it aside while we get our phyllo dough ready. All right, so now we're gonna put this together. We have our phyllo dough under a towel with a damp paper towel over it. It dries out really quickly and it's really, really delicate, but it rips. See, it rips for everybody. If it rips, it's no big deal. We're gonna place it in the bottom of a pan that's already got butter on it. 1 sheet, cover up what you have. It's finicky, you gotta move quickly with phyllo dough, but you don't have to race or you lose your mind. We're gonna brush with butter. Get as many as you can. You don't want it sticking up, so we'll fold it down. Tap your butter, and you're good. I'm gonna do it again. We're gonna do this for 10 layers, and then we're gonna add our filling, and we'll be back. Okay, so this is our 10th layer of phyllo with butter. A little bit messy, doesn't matter if it breaks apart. Put it together like a puzzle. We're gonna put it all on here, coating it as best we can. Now our filling. Make sure it's all mixed and dump it in. spread it out evenly. You can use a smaller pan, make it in a 9x9 if you want, and have a deeper pocket of the spinach filling. I like it a little bit less. You can also cut back on the number of phyllo layers. If you only want to do 6 and 6, you can do that. Okay, now we're going to finish off with another grouping of phyllo dough. Same process as before. And like I said, my phyllo dough today wants to break apart. Not a big deal. Just piecing it together. And we'll just keep doing the same process. All right, we're all done. All our layers are done. We've got 10 on the bottom, then our layer of spinach, and then 10 on the top. And here's the thing about phyllo dough, is when you're going to bake it, you want to pre-cut whatever you're doing. You can cut it on the diagonal if you want. You can cut it in regular squares. I'm not going to be fancy, so I'm just going to pre-cut down. Your oven is set at 375. We're going to bake this for an hour. I'm going to just cut it into great big pieces. Down the middle, and then here. Pre-cutting your phyllo will guarantee a clean cut when it comes out of the oven. Otherwise, when you go to try to cut it after it's cooked, it'll just flake and fall apart. And there we go. This whole thing goes into the oven for an hour, and we'll be back when it's done. So it's been an hour, and our Spanakopita, or Spanakopita, depending on how you want to pronounce it, is out of the oven. Just let it cool for a few minutes, serve and enjoy.